Hey, welcome to the program, everybody. It is an effed up Facebook day here in the studio. Can I say that without getting kicked off? I should have said Book of Face because the computer just caught me. It did, I guess. Who cares?
It's the Weekend Review. Top 5 are coming for you. Speaking with the fans, sometimes they don't show well. Whatever, man. We're covering who's playing out off the open jam with the who's who of talent. Come Friday night, ready to raise some hell.
Oh, yeah. Let's see who's catching up. Welcome to the program, Bill Berkey. How are you? Howdy, and hello to you, too. John Esper, good to see you over the weekend. Checking in from Columbus right now. Thank you, John. Heather, how are you? Hope you're doing well. Feel like I haven't seen you in a year. It's crazy. It is. Who else we got on here? Gina McCann, what's up? Great to see you on Friday night, Miss Gina and Tim. Oh, and the lovely Angela Combs. Just so many people there. It was so much fun. It was. Hi, Dirk Turner. Welcome. One and all to All Around Town Radio's Weekend Update. It is Monday the 3rd of November, people. It is. And speaking of seeing people over the weekend, yes. Or was it Saturday? What the hell day was it? I thought it was Friday night. Wasn't it Friday night? Yes. Gina, good Lord. I'll have what she's having. Yes. Megan Miller, thank you for being here. Do I look like I'm in a Chinese movie today? I feel like the voice is not matching the video again. We're having that issue lately for some reason, and it's not a Wi-Fi problem, so I don't know what the hell it is. But if anything, I mean, the Book of Face has been very unforgiving today. I couldn't tag anybody. They've changed their algorithm on that crap. Everybody that I tagged, that I followed, now says I have to follow them again. Ugh. Just ugh. Yes. Ugh. Dewey says, speaking of being in Columbus. Hi, Dewey. Thanks for tuning in from Columbus today. Hi, Tony from Hindsight. Thank you. David Linda in the house from Last Call and Barely Able. Gina said, looks good here. Okay. I just didn't want to make sure I was doing a Godzilla movie today like I was the other day. On my screen, I'm late. My voice it's having what they call latency. Literally. But hi, Charlotte. How are you? Good to see you. I don't look Chinese today. Thank you. Well, I shouldn't do that. That'll get me in trouble. That'll get me in trouble. Welcome to the Weekend Update, for November 3rd, 2025. You're backstage hall pass to local music here, and we're going to tell you who we got to see. And if you have not, thank you, Bill, says a little latency on yours. Yeah, there's a little bit going on there. Something's happening. If you haven't posted yet in our post on our page about who you got to see over the weekend, you can drop it in the comments here. We'll mention it if we have time to do that. And Ed, I just saw something I'm going to have to message you later about. I am. You're such a kind soul, Ed. You are. Yes, lots of stuff has been difficult with the Book of Fate. Yeah, I don't know what they're up to again, if they've just decided, let's mess with all the people that subscribe to our platform today. It's been a joy. It has. Nothing but a joy. Hi, Brian. Good to see you over the weekend as well. Got a little picture of you up on our page. So I'm going to get started. But again, if you saw somebody play over the weekend you really want to give a shout out to, drop it in the comments there. I see Bill Dankoff is here. Hi, Bill. Checking out the program. Thank you, Bill. And thank you for all the videos from the weekend. Wonderful stuff. That picture I took of you in the Hall Around Town hat was the most horrible picture I think I've ever taken. Not because of the subject matter, but because of the lighting. And we don't want to get Bill started on the lighting. So we'll leave that be today. We will. Hi, Bronson from the Filthy Heathens. I'm sporting the shirt today, brother. I am. And let's see. John, looks okay on your end. Thank you. And Gina saw the Filthy Heathen Scotty Bratcher with Bart Friday night. So did I. It wasn't that fun. We're going to talk about it here. Saturday, they caught Miss Jackie at the Bell and the Bear. I did not get to that one. that was probably insane. If nothing else, absolutely crazy at the Bell with Miss Jackie for a Halloween event. Carla, thank you for being here. And Bronson says, looking good. Always, man. I'd like to represent, at least. And David said, barely able both nights, O'Leary's and Kings Point. There you go. And I didn't make either of those, David, as you know. But, you know, I was out and about. I was. Let's get started. I want to thank you all. Last week's Who's Playing Out show on Thursday, you brought us a couple thousand views on that one. Thank you for the shares. I want to give a big shout out to my friend Kevin Tolles, who, when he shares, man. He hits every one of those music platforms in Cincinnati with a share on our show. And thank you for that. It gives us some great views. And, you know, we had that up to 14,000 views a week. Then all of a sudden, it was like somebody turned on the toilet and flushed and went down to 2,000. But who knows what their numbers mean? Like I said, the Book of Face has been very temperamental today. I tried to tag so many people, and I realized when I went back to tag them that it said I didn't follow them anymore. And I found out, since looking into it, if they don't follow you, you can't tag them. So if you're out there and I tagged you and your little tag just shows up on the page, give us a follow. I think the only one I ended up being able to tag later was the Filthy Heathens and Cassette Junkies, of course. I couldn't even tag the Gamut. So, yeah, interesting stuff, and I've known them for a long time. So, thanks for all the support this last week, guys. Remember our weekly programming here. Monday is our weekend update. Tuesday, Hot Topic Tuesday with my co-host with the most, Karis. Brought to you by the Bell and the Bear. Every Wednesday with the band. Tim Butterfield be on with me this week and about a show they're doing. We're going to advertise that one tomorrow, but you'll see it on Wednesday at noon live, or you can watch it later. And that's how that works. Hi, Jim Kilroy. And then on Thursday is our Who's Playing Out segment, best musicians and venues in the tri-state. All of them report into us, and we tell you how it's going with them. Jimmy Kilroy, what's up, buddy? What's Bill got to say here? Yes. And he said, thanks for telling us about the Filthy Heathens before I saw them with Scotty Bratcher. Only caught their last few songs, but I'll see them again. Yes. Filthy Heathens killed it. We're going to talk about that. Yes. What's going on, Kevin? Yes. As Mr. Brian would say, I'm Steve Hall today. He called me one night that at a show one night. It's okay. I'll be called anything. It's better than what I get called by some people. Yes. And Dewey saw the Cassette Junkies are playing the Bell later this month. There you go. Well, that's a good trip for you, Dewey. Come on down. All right, let's get it started, everybody. If there's anything you'd like featured on Hot Topic Tuesday, guys, we're running out of topics. So we're on like episode 138 of that or something, or 130 something. So please, if you can, send us your hot topics. We'd love to hear from you if you've got one you want us to bring up and let the musician and the musical community chime in on it. We'd love for that to happen. So this week in music for me, Wednesday night, second to last regular season Name That Tune game on the patio at Heather's. The sidewalls are up on the tent. The heaters are in. So getting ready for the big Christmas and Springboro event. We had 25 teams and a whole bunch of people, plus a great fundraiser for the Springboro Junior High competition cheer team, which they raised a lot of money that night from those who show up to trivia. So thank you for Name That Tune players in supporting those beautiful young ladies who were there and did a great job selling tickets and raffles and everything else, because a lot of times when you do those events with the junior high level, it tends to be a little chaotic. And these girls were focused and did a great job. So a wonderful fundraiser. I don't know what they made yet, but I know they did very well. And they're, it sends them to competitions and buys uniforms and does all those things for those girls. And they were just so much fun. And they're, the cheer directors and moms were fun too. We had a blast on Wednesday. Really good time. Our last one will be this Wednesday for the regular season, and then a championship tournament of champions on the November the 12th. That's by invitation only. You gain points each week for playing and points for getting top level and all those things each week. And that's on our trivia page. If you ever want to follow our trivia page at Hall Around Town Trivia, do so. And you'll know all kinds of fun stuff we're doing there on the trivia side of things. It's where I make money. It is. I got to say that. And hi, Diana. Thank you so much for the great pictures. I've not come back around yet. I was having so much trouble tagging everybody. I haven't come back around to tag you in a couple that I used on my page, but thank you for that. Diana got a great shot backstage at Scotty Bratcher's show in the green room for me. And I got a couple of you, Diana, but the lighting for me was horrible. I couldn't, it was just too dark for the iPhone for a lot of it. Seemed like the lighting got better with Scotty, but Filthy Heathens gave me some fits trying to get good pictures of them. But Diana got some, so you can check out her page and see some of those. All right, I want to talk about Thursday night. I took off. I had something else that I had to do Thursday night, so I did not get to make the Bell and the Bear Jam, which I would have loved to for the costume event and all that. But I lived through Ed Sawicki's pictures. Thank you, Ed, for those. And I want to move right into Friday, though, and talk about the Filthy Heathens kicking the night off at Laurie's Roadhouse. Now, I'm going to say, never call the Filthy Heathens an opener. I'm just going to say that out loud. Never call the Filthy Heathens an opener. Because they are a headline act all the way around. Absolutely 100%. Hi, Kenneth. How are you, buddy? Good to see you. Thanks for being here. How's it going? I haven't seen you in a while. Sean Cooper in the house from Milano's. Thank you. And yes, Diana said, yeah, they must have found the lighting switch. Still wasn't the best. Yeah, it's interesting. They're so used to doing bigger name acts at Laurie's Roadhouse. They bring, a lot of nationals through there. And there's a lot of things that go into that with making the national look better than the opener and that kind of thing. But really good stuff was going on. And Scotty said 100,000, 10,000% was a double bill completely. Thank you, Scotty Bratcher, for being with us today. Do you like that Peter Brady voice I just got? Thank you, Scotty Bratcher. Good to have you with us. Flash G in the house. Top secret, he is. So let me talk about the Filthy Heathens. Bronson Hetzer up front. What a killer front man he is. He's a show in himself. Love Bronson, man. Just what a good guy and what a great entertainer and singer he is. In the wheelhouse of what he's doing and this band is doing, there is none better. He is he's got that southern rock drawl. He's definitely up there moving around, and it takes me back in time, to be honest with you. It takes me back to my Skinner days and those kind of things with the Filthy Heathens. And then they turn around and throw you a curveball and play some alt rock and things like that in their set, which is just amazing to me. And they're playing, they're doing songs that are just from the alt rock era, and then next thing you know, they segue right into Fishing in the Dark and all that. And I've got to say, lead guitar Cody Dench, amazing. Love Cody, just always have before he ever joined this band. Cody's a force, and man, can he play. And now I've been calling him Ryan Palick, and I've been saying it wrong. I guess it's Palsic. Is that right? Tell me if that's right. Ryan Palsic. Did I say that right? I hope I did. What's up, Robert? Thank you for being here. He says, love Bronson's voice. I love Bronson's voice too. But yeah, Ryan Palsic, if that's the way you say that, you can, I did not get their set list, Dewey. I did not. It was a little chaotic there on this changeover, and I never got their set list, and I apologize for that. But Bronson said I got it right. All right, there we go. I've done something right today. And Ryan is on bass. Dawson Stepp is on drums. And I'm sorry, lead guitar. Let me get that right. See, I screwed that one up. Lead guitar, Dawson Stepp. And then drums are Craig, the Captain Bishop, that are playing with the Filthy Heathens. This band is a force, guys. I posted on the page. If you remotely like Southern rock music, if you're ever a fan of Southern rock, this is a must-see band for you. Filthy Heathens, they've got it. They are the entire package. And when they come out at the end, out into the audience with their guitars, I mean, it is just a killer show. And, I don't think Bronson knew they were going to knight him to do the costume contest that night. He became the MC. I ran for the hills when that started. But yes, great stuff. And Gina says they did a lot of originals. They did. And I love their originals as well. We've talked a lot on our Hot Topic Tuesday about bands that play originals and how they have a tough time booking. Well, this band is touring. Okay, just so you know, they're bouncing around city to city all over the country. And it's okay to do that. If you're a local cover band and you're doing a ton of originals, sometimes it just doesn't go over that well. But these guys, their originals are killer songs. Really good stuff. Let me see what Brian has to say. He was there. What do you got to say? It's a great set. Looking forward to catching them again. Great. And it is beyond impressive, Carla. They are really a great band. And the originals mixed in with some other stuff just made for a great evening. And like I said, I'm not going to call them an opener. They kicked off the evening. I'll just say that from Laurie's Roadhouse. Now, a lot of people in costume that night, a lot of fun stuff going on there at Laurie's on Halloween night. And they were competing against every community having trick or treat and the parents having to go with their kids and all that. So crowd wasn't a capacity crowd at Laurie's, but it wasn't a bad crowd either. There's a good bunch of people there and just having so much fun. And Diana was there taking photos, and Emily Schulte was there and from Archer's Gate, and she was actually the intermission act. I'm going to call her that. She put on her own show that night. That's all I got to say. Emily was channeling her inner Ryan, and it was a lot of fun to watch, Emily. It was. You had so much fun. I'm glad to see you there. It was great to see you there. And always good to hang out with Emily a little bit. And we didn't get a chance to talk a whole lot. It was a little loud and a little crazy that night. But really, really good. And the Filthy Heathens, guys, they're touring. So follow their page, get on their page, and look for them coming to a place near you. They do play local here. I mean, they're out of the Dayton, Ohio area, but they do play local in Cincinnati occasionally and places like Laurie's and all that. And make sure you get them. And Bronson said he saw Ryan twice. He did. Never saw Emily. I love it. And we'll get into costumes here in a little bit, too, about some other things. But I do want to say, too, about the Filthy Heathens, is this band is solid. There's never a dull moment on stage. There's no noodling going on. There's nothing. I mean, these guys hit the ground running, and their set is back-to-back entertainment and really good stuff. And I love the way Bronson intros the songs and tells a little bit of history about them. He's not a chatty Cathy up there like some people get. But he does give you a little backgrounder as to how they wrote the song or when the song came out or whether it's off their album or not. And that is just, that is cool. I think just a wonderful part of the evening. And I always like to hear that from the artist because I do want to know a little bit of history about them and what they're doing. And Diana said she'd love to take photos of them and haven't posted them yet because they are subpar pic. Yeah, I struggled trying to get any pictures of the Filthy Heathens, as you'll know if you look at my page. And I don't claim to be a photographer, everybody. Please know that. I leave that to the professionals, such as Diana, Ed Sawicki, and those folks, and John Clare, and all the other people out there who are doing that. Hi, David Thornton. Thank you for being with us today. Good to have you here. And I'm trying to look at about 4 different screens here today, guys. Emily said Riley Bratcher blew it out of the park. Yes. Well, since you said that, let me just say Scotty's wife dressed as Scotty. Now, there are pictures out there circulating around of that. If you want to see it, I've got some on my page. And it was so spot on that people in the audience thought it was Scotty walking around. We're trying to go up and talk to him and all that till they got a little closer and realized it's not Scotty Bratcher. It's his wife. It was cool. It was so cool. She did a great job. I mean, she had to take hours to do that. And Bronson says they have 1 show left for the year in Ohio. And these boys are traveling. So, one thing too about them, and they joke a little about it, but it takes a lot a lot of cash to be on the road like that and play different places, and gas and everything in the bus or the van or whatever they're riding around in, the Sprinter. It takes a lot. So if you can buy a little merch from them, do so. Support those guys. I did. As you can see, I'm wearing a Filthy Heathen shirt. And I don't mind buying shirts. I mean, I get given a lot of shirts. I will say that. And thank you to the bands that do that. But certainly, I don't mind picking one up and helping in the cause a little bit, because that's how many of these groups that are traveling around the country are making their money. So it's really important to remember if you can do that. So thank you to Bronson, Cody, Ryan, Dawson, and Craig for a wonderful show kicking off at Lori's Roadhouse. And let me see what Emily has to say here. Thing that sets the heathens apart from others is their stage energy. You're 100% right, and I couldn't have said that any better. She says number one fan. Emily is. I love watching them. And Carlos says loves Ryan. He's a bassist. He is, man. He plays with the energy and just a passion on stage. So does Cody. And they're funny dudes too. A lot of these guys are funny as hell. If you watch their videos online, you just subscribe to their stuff, guys, and go like their page, follow their page, and be part of that. Hi, Gary Ridgway from Lakes Ridge. Good to have you with us. And Mr. Opinionation, as they call him. Chad, how are you, brother? Good to see you here. Dewey saw Emily's pics. Emily was doing some serious videoing out there on the floor with those guys, too. It got a little crazy. And David says, Scotty rocks, one hell of a guitar player. You had that right. I'm just now getting to him. I am. And Carla says, no doubt that ain't cheap. It isn't. Bronson, throw in where your Ohio gig is, will you? Diana's asking if you can throw that in the comments. Please do. Let some people know. And again, guys, I want to encourage you, anybody I talk about on the show, please follow their page. If you haven't followed our page yet, follow it. And I neglected at the beginning of the show. I've got to thank some people. I had several people invite their entire friends list to like our page. We were at 250 away from 10,000 followers on the page, and it took about a day to get that back up and over 10,000. So thank you all, especially Jimmy Unger from Cornstand Jam for blowing it up for us as well. And thank you to anybody that recommended us to your music loving friends, because we are over 10,000 viewers now on the page. And that's kind of where we want to be. They are all organic. We've not bought and paid for any of them. And I'm kind of proud of that, because so many people, I mean, I could have 100,000 followers tomorrow if I want to have all these people in Bangladesh for 2 cents a follow. But I don't do it because it's not right, and they don't give a shit anyway. So that's how that works. They are listed at Southgate House Revival on January 3rd is what Brian says. Okay. I appreciate you, Bronson, as well. Bill, thank you for the great... and yeah, Bill, you did tell me that night. The Filthy Heathens are better than most coming from Nashville today. They are. And there's a link in there the Filthy Heathens put in for you guys if you want to follow them and do your thing. And Corona, it was great to see you Saturday. I'll talk about that here in a few minutes. Yeah, very good. Thank you, Bill Berkey. So thanks to Filthy. I got to move on, though. I got to talk about Scotty Bratcher. All right. When you say the words Scotty Bratcher in this music community, at least in the tri-state, people smile. Whether they really like the Stevie Ray Vaughan era or whether they like bluesy, edgy music, if they've ever seen Scotty Bratcher, they like him. They love his style on stage. One of the most electrified performers on stage that I get an opportunity to see. And it's been a long time since I was able to catch a Scotty Bratcher show. I think it goes back to, I did several shows with him at a venue. I was working the stage, backstage at JD Legends numerous times. I saw him there, but I didn't get to make his show at the Sorg this year. And man, I am so glad I went on Friday night, because I was toying with what I was going to do. Thank you, Bronson. All states and dates on that link that the Filthy Heathens put in there. Thank you. I could not tell what it was, but yes. And let me see what else we got here before I go into Scotty a little more. Kevin Cooper. Kevin, is there somebody commenting I missed? Hi, Tim from Hindsight. You are tardy. Did I miss a bad comment in there I need to delete? I haven't seen it yet if I did, but or are you just talking about it in general? All right. All states and dates posted there from the Filthy Heathens if you want to see where they're at. So, Scotty Bratcher, ladies and gents. Talk about hitting the ground running. I stuck my head back in the green room. Thank you, Diana, for walking me back there. And stuck my head in the green room and just kind of laughed at him. And I said, see, I do make your shows, because one day he was giving me a little crap about something about how much you have to pay to get me to show up. And I did get to see one of his shows, and it was wonderful. It was. Oh, yes, buying your Bangladesh. See, it's so late. The comments are, I'm sorry, Kevin. I'd moved on in my mind from something else there. Thank you for that. And Gina said the Scotty Bratcher band was so smoking, so good. And they were fantastic. And Scotty hit that stage with an energy like none other. And what's funny is Lori's has kind of a built-in crowd of people that hang out there on the weekends. And they were there for their costume night and all that, and they were having fun, and they were enjoying the Filthy Heathens. But then for those that didn't know Scotty Bratcher, it was really fun to watch the audience, because all of a sudden they see the guitar skills on this guy. And man, it was like a suction to the stage. Up they came to the stage. There they were, laser focused on his playing abilities. And, you know, Scotty's got a solid band behind him as well. Just, it's oftentimes for a performer, I think it's easier when you know you have the confidence in those people that are on stage with you. And Isaiah Lyon on drums, and I never say Dan's name right. Connaughton, something. Dan on bass. Andy Smith absolutely blew me away on the keyboards. That Hammond B3 sound that I just dearly love, and some of the bluesy songs and stuff that they were doing and all that, just amazing. And just a solid as hell band. And, you know, Scotty, he's got the most lightning fast hands on the guitar of any performer I've ever seen. He can play, dude. I mean, he can play. And then he brings out his buddy Bart Walker. Bart tours with Hank Jr., Jamie Johnson. He was the special guest on guitar and vocals that night. And the two of them together, I was listening to them backstage, and we were talking backstage a little bit. And they were talking about sharing a brain and the way they dress and all. These guys really do share a brain on stage. I mean, it is uncanny. You know, Dan is K. I don't know. I don't know how I say that. I never say it right. I just say Dan. Connaughton. Hell, I don't know. Just Dan. Dan's great. Bronson rolling in here with anytime they play with Scotty, our guitar players don't stop. Help loading the trailer because they're too busy watching him. Yeah, he is a lesson. He is a definite. You go to school when Scotty Bratcher gets on stage. It is a lesson in guitar playing. And this Bart Walker, man, I had never heard him play. I may have heard him with Jamie at a show I was in with them, but I love Jamie Johnson, and we were talking about Jamie's camp and how good the people are and all that. But what a nice guy Bart Walker was. And what fun it was to watch those two having a great time on stage. They were up there shredding it and trading licks back and forth and just wowing the audience. And they do kind of look a lot alike. It's kind of fun. And Scotty says he is Irish. It's been said Drunk may more than sober, so however you say it, it will fly. Thank you. Well, I don't know. Dan. I'll just call him Dan, the bass Dan. Bassman Dan. That's what we're going to call him. Dan the man, as Carla said. And Emily said, always blown away every time I see Scotty play. Every person on stage was just insanely. They were. And yeah, and how about, I mean, Dan's a solid bass player. Don't get me wrong. I mean, this guy, I could talk about him all day too, because he is steady and solid and, you know, doing it with Isaiah on the backbone of the band there, doing a great job. But Andy Smith, I gotta say, wow, what a keyboard player. And especially he looks like a very young guy. So, I mean, he's accomplished, a really quality keyboard player. And Dan-tastic, that's what we can call him. Thank you, Scotty. And Scotty, I want to say, what a great human being you are as well. You know, you had a show to do. There were a lot of people wanting a piece of you, and you took the time to chat with me a little bit, and I appreciate it more than you know. And it's so nice to see people that have made it in the biz as you have and are still humble. And, you know, I watched your video when you announced that you were doing the sword show in your hometown of Middletown. And it just struck me as this guy gets it. He is a great guy. He is a person who appreciates the people who follow him and have made him what he is. And he loves his craft. I mean, and he gets on stage with some of the best of the best. I mean, I've seen him play with Noah. I've seen, you know, just great players in the bluesy side of things in town. And if you like I said, Stevie Ray Vaughan, Allman Brothers, that kind of stuff, they absolutely kill it. And just absolutely kill it. So that's what I got to say about that. I didn't get a set list from him either, nor do we need to talk about a set list, because if you've ever seen Scotty, you know. If you haven't, go see him. You'll be wowed by the guitar talent. And David Thornton, giving him a big shout out. David Thornton's a great guitar talent in the tri-state. And people that, you know, appreciate music, appreciate good players. And Scotty's one of them. And I want to thank Bart Walker, too, for being just a good human being, too. Super nice guy. And David said he's one of my favorite local guitarists. Yeah. And what's cool, too, is, you know, all these guys that were playing have been around the world a little bit. They've played that grueling road dog set, so to speak, where they're out running the country. And it's a tough life sometimes, bouncing place to place to place. And, you know, when Scotty's got a little boy at home and, you know, wonderful wife and all that, it's tough sometimes to do this job and do your passion. But also, it's also a pleasure when they get on stage and you see the energy flowing out of them like it was on Friday night. So hats off to Scotty Bratcher and his band at Laurie's Roadhouse. What a great night it was. And again, the Filthy Heathens as the I'm looking for a word. Somebody give me a word. My brain's not working today. I never want to say opener again with them. I'm never going to say opener. Not even introductory band. Just the co-bill. They just happened to play first. They could have played second. Scotty could have gone first. Either way, it was a hell of a show. So thank you to Laurie's Roadhouse, too, for the hospitality. I do have one funny story, though. I went up to the bar, and I bought a domestic beer. And the bartender looks at me and says, 601. I stopped and shook my head. I said, 01? And he's like, yeah. He shook his head back. Like, I said, do you actually make change for people on that? Or is that some sort of way for you to get 99 cents tip out of cash? I mean, I don't know. It just blew me away because I've gone to places where, you know, beer's $6.55 or whatever at a concert venue or something like that. But 01 just struck me as really funny. And no dogging on Laurie's Roadhouse. The hospitality there, the staff was great. They were nice people. Had a lot of music lovers there. So nothing on that. I was just kind of taken back by that kickoff band. Thank you, Ed. Ed Sawicki always has the right terms. I'm going to hire you to be a producer, Ed. Can I do that? Yes. And yes, following your passion also has sacrifices. It does, Carla. You're right. And Chad met Scotty at Women Who Rock. Yeah, there's a guy who comes in and graces us with his talent for a fundraising event too. So wonderful people, like I said. And Kevin, what's Kevin say? Wonder if that's similar to how last digit on Walmart prices mean something. I don't know. It was interesting though. 601. It's it's a little steep for a beer, but it's all right. It's concert pricing there, and you know that going in. And I gladly paid the price to come in and ticket wise too, because I mean, if you went to a movie, you're going to spend a lot more than that on a pop and or soda, sorry, and a movie ticket. So it was a great night. Superb music, superb friends. Gina, Angela, thank you for being there as well, supporting the music community. Myron, Bill Dankoff in the house. Yes. Lots of other people that we've mentioned earlier, but thank you. Thank you so much. All right, I got to keep moving though. I'm running out of time here and I've been talking a lot. So let me get to, if I can, I got to get something up on the old screen here real quick. And then we're going to talk about, we're going to talk about the Cassette Junkies Saturday night at Froggy's. And yes, Cassette Junkies Saturday at Froggy's. And let me give a big shout out to who was there. Obviously, Megan Miller leading the Cassette Junkies vocally up front. And then thank you, Gina. I love that. And Diana Beetlejuice was there. Yes, Diana was there as Beetlejuice. I got some good pictures of her, I think. So Megan, the incomparable Brian Broomall back there on drums, man, is he good. I've loved him for years. He's just fantastic. Dave Gaines on keys, Steve Raiders on guitar and vocals, Mike Gaines on bass and vocals. And what a voice Mike has, by the way. He's fantastic. I'm going to say that. He is so good. Will White was filling in that night for Will Seaman on lead guitar. And Ryan Dodds doing sound is what I got. Thank you, Megan, for sending me those names. Thank you so much to the Cassette Junkies. I got to Froggy's they started at 8, I think. I got to Froggy's at 8:15. There wasn't a parking place anywhere around that place. I mean, I parked out in Scooby-Doo 5, had to take the tram in, I think. It was crazy busy in there. And how much fun was it? Well, it was a whole lot of fun. And if I can find the set list, I'm going to tell you the set list here. How about that, people? We got time for that. I think we got time for that. Let me see what I can do here. I'm going to try to read this set list. I'm reading it off my phone, by the way. I didn't have time to put it on the prompter. Let's talk about Iran. Summer of 69. Stop dragging my heart around. I just died in your arms tonight. Money for nothing. Shook me all night long. Medley. Shaken. Sweet dreams. That's a medley as well. They do a lot of medleys because it's called the Cassette Junkies, and they give you a mixtape. They do. Run to You. Hold the Line. Head Over Heels. Bye Bye Love. New Year's Day. A little U2 action. Renegade. Nice job on that one, Megan, if you're still out there. Your Love by The Outfield. Great job there. Totally great job. Welcome to the Jungle. Megan killing that one. And then one of my favorites, they did the intro called Foreplay and then Long Time by Boston as the closing song in that set. And wasn't it good? And what did I... And yes, I took the pick upside down and had to flip it, Megan. I did. But, yes, I do have time to mention Mansion Hill. We're going to talk about it probably a little more in detail tomorrow, but certainly try to help Mansion Hill Tavern out. It's been a long-standing venue. We are having a venue crisis, guys. I'm just going to say that real quick with venues closing up to do live music. And please understand it's so important to support them. Hugely important to support them, for real. And let me see what else I got here. Dewey, haven't been to Froggy since ownership change. I did not have any food at all, but I will tell you that I met the new owners. They came up and introduced themselves to me. They seemed very nice. We talked a little bit about some promotional stuff for them. One of their people still sends their gigs to me, and they were super accommodating. The place was packed. Now I will tell you, I saw one person leave at the door the entire time I was there, and they were charging a $10 cover to get in. And one person turned around and said no and left. Everybody else paid it gladly, and I'm glad to see that, because that's what's going to keep live music venues with us. And man, don't bitch about a $5 or $10 cover, people, because it's cheap entertainment, because you got a hell of a show out of the Cassette Junkies that night. So let me give you set number 2, if I can find the B side of it. Owner of a Lonely Heart, Just What I Needed. Bad Name, Big Country, Africa, Rio, a disco medley, Let's Dance, Running Down a Dream, Carry On Our Wayward Son, Tom Sawyer, Easy Lover, Under Pressure, it was a medley as well, Love Shack, I Will Survive, What I Like About You, Living on a Prayer, Wild Wild West medley, and Separate Ways. And encore song on the list was Mama, I'm Coming Home. Great job, Megan Miller and company. You guys absolutely blew me away again, as always. So I got to say, man, Mike with his vocals as well is a great compliment. But this band is very vocally deep also. I mean, you've got Steve back there singing. You've got Dave singing. Just a really solid band. And Brian Brumall's harmony vocals were just off the chain as well. So wonderful time at Froggy's with the Cassette Junkies. It was so much fun. And I'm just trying to get through this really quick. I'm getting to a lot of your comments, guys. And John Esper was there. He got there at 7:30, found a parking space. Yeah, it was full, man, when I got there. But I had a great time with the time that I was there. And Tina said she got there and barely got a seat herself. I have to thank the guy who got up and left. Yeah, where is he? Is he out there? He knows who he is. And gave me his seat up front. And then Corona Buffett was there as well. He offered for me to sit at their table. I didn't want to jump into the third wheel club there, but thank you for that. I appreciate it. And what else? Megan said, oh, there it is, the picture upside down. And yes. And yes, it was, John. It was a great thing for Megan to give me a shout out from the stage. I appreciate that more than you guys know. Every time somebody does that, I want to thank you for giving us and our platform a shout out and what we do for local music, because it means so very much. And Carla loves you too, and Shaken. David, Cassette Junkies, it takes you back to the 80s, man, when you were waiting on that song to come on the radio and you were hitting record on the cassette player to catch it so you'd have it. It was great. Really good stuff. And yeah, I love their version of Renegade too. I did. And Bob said great set list. Yeah, Bob, you'd love the band. You would. Sometime we need to get together when you're off and we'll go see the Cassette Junkies together. That'd be fun, Mr. Bob Klein. And yes. And Bill says he can't imagine the cost incurred by a bar. Yes. And paying the musicians and everything else. Lots of good stuff. And John had food at Froggy's. He said it was fantastic. I'm glad to hear that. And Carla says $10. That's crazy cheap. It is. And, it was good to see people were walking in and just handing the $10 cover. And that helps the band or the bar pay the band the wage they need. We're not negotiating down, and we're not, that. And I know I've seen people like at the Bell and the Bear, Karis charges a $5 cover and people walk in, they're like, no way, hit the road, Jack. We don't, that's so stupid, because they'll spend $5 on something much stupider than that. And yeah, What I Like About You was in there, and lots of good stuff. I'm trying to get to all your comments, guys. I'll get them in here in just a minute. But Megan, thank you so much for the shout out and for the picture with Megan's mug, as I call it. Megan's mug with my sticker on it. It's always good. It's on the page. Ernie, thank you so much for being with us today and stumbling on this. Longtime listener, first time caller. Thanks, Ernie, for being with us. And what Tina say, all the vocalists are fantastic. Will is equally as fantastic. Love every single one of them. Yes, they're all wonderful. Wonderful. Yeah, Gina, it blows my mind too when somebody balks at they're just being an a-hole. I'm just saying, if you're saying I'm not paying a $5 cover to see entertainment, but yet they'll go down the road and pay $10 for a pack of cigarettes. So I don't know. David misses being in a band. He does. Yeah, it's great. It has a two-edged sword to it. A lot of guys that have gone solo say they don't miss being in a band at all because of the drama and the band politics too. So, that's a whole show in itself. All right. Last but not least, I left Megan and Company and the Cassette Junkies, and I went over to the casino, which is just like a mile away there in Monroe, and Miami Valley Gaming. And in the center bar was the Gamut. I got to see just a few songs of the Gamut, get a few photos of them. They're one of my favorite bands as well. I love those guys. We featured them a lot on the show when they lost their bassist, John Dale, a year ago, and to a horrible disease called cancer. And we did a lot with them then, but I love catching them every chance I can. They're just good folks, great time. And I did get a little shout out there at the casino as well. And that was more like they were going to give me a song because I hadn't seen anything good for the day or something to that effect. But it was good. And Corona says $10 is a fair price. And we had our group of pals that are Bears fans that we brought with us. They didn't blink an eye at paying 10 bands of this caliber. In Chicago charged $20 to $30 cover. Yeah. So be happy, guys. And really, I was a little shocked when I walked in to see they were charging $10 because most bars have kind of set it at $5 and that. But this place didn't have a seat in the place and people paid $10. That means they made money, and you want them to make money. You want them to be able to pay the band and then make money off their drink sales and everything else and food. So they stay in business. Because the more people bitch about a cover charge and all that stuff, man, I go back to the 80s when I was going out, you paid a cover charge. You paid a cover charge to see every band you wanted to see back in the 80s. At least I did where I went. And I saw some great bands like Flywheel and people like that in Dayton who were fantastic. So good stuff. So thank you, Gamut. Always a pleasure. Mark's such a great guy to me. And I want to thank the Gamut for being there. And Carla said Jimmy's is 20. Okay. And Tom, you can catch the whole show. You can watch it. You can rewatch it. I tell people that all the time. I don't know if you were talking about that, but you can watch the rebroadcast of anything. We post it on the page. So you can start from start to finish. Do it while you're on the treadmill, the toilet, or anything else. And take a little time to support local music here. And what's Roger saying? Cover charge for clubs with only DJ during disco. Yes. Yes, I was one of those DJs, and I was glad they were charging a cover. Now, what was funny, I worked at a place in Dayton called the Dixie Electric Company, and it was a $3 cover to get in, and 2 for Tuesdays, 50 cents a beer, long neck bottles that you had to return to the bar because they returned the bottles to the brewery. So if you think about that, you could get, for $6, you got in and you got 6 beers. But back then that was a lot of money. $3 was a big cover. A $5 cover, people were like, whoa, but yes, fun stuff. And thank you, John Esper, for sharing in the Columbus area. All right, guys, I've been on here like way too long. This is much longer than we normally do. But I did want to talk all about Mr. Scotty Bratcher and the Filthy Heathens a whole lot. Thank you to them. Thank you to Lori's Roadhouse for the hospitality. Thank you so much to the Cassette Junkies and Froggies for a good night out. And, I'm not a fan of casino shows. I tell you that all the time, but the Gamut was doing a great job. They had everybody up and dancing. I just hate the competition between announcements and music going in the background that you can hear along with the band. It drives me crazy. So that's just part of my thing. And it's not that I don't like the casino. I actually won some money that night, so I was happy. So thank you all so much for being with us. Thank you, Glenn, for checking in. I didn't see you were on here from on the YouTube channel. Thank you. Alpa Show, how you doing, brother? Good to see you. Thank you for being with me. And we're going to get out of here tomorrow, Hot Topic Tuesday with Karis, and I will get a post up tomorrow, and you can drop in your ideas for Hot Topic Tuesday. If there's something that's getting under your fingernails a little bit or something in the music industry you think we ought to be talking about, please drop us a note or send us a direct message. We'd love to. Gina McCann, I love you, my dear. It was great to see you and Tim the other night. I always enjoy hanging out with you, even if it's for a short time. It is. And thank you, Carla. David Thornton, thank you so much. Love you, brother, and hope you're doing well. I haven't seen you in a while. And we'll catch you soon, guys. Thanks for watching today. I'm Scott Hall, your host. We'll be back with you tomorrow live at 5 with Hot Topic Tuesday, brought to you by the Bell and the Bear right here.
Working for the weekend, then I wanna see a show. I flip on the book of face. Yeah, I know where to go. There's a man over there into the music scene, showing lots of love for the community with great advice. I know who I should go see. So all around town radio show is where I go for the latest band info. So all around town radio.
Hey, everyone, don't forget the views and opinions expressed in this program are those of the speakers and do not necessarily reflect the views or positions of our sponsors or any entities they may represent.
Radio show, the Hot Around Town Radio.
Bob Klein, I love you, man. I do. Thanks, Bronson. Love you, brother.
It's the Weekend Review. Top 5 coming for you. Speaking with the fans, sometimes they don't show well. Whatever, man. Coming, who's